Hey everyone, so I'm assuming whoever clicked onto this video is starting their YouTube channel or wants to in the future and they want to get sponsored. So before I start to talk about any of that, I want to give you a little bit of advice. Don't worry about getting sponsored. It becomes less fun and it feels more like work when you want to feel like you're doing this work, you want to make videos so you can get sponsored. Don't worry about being sponsored. Don't worry about views, likes, subscribers. Don't worry about any of that. It'll come eventually. You have to be patient. But before I start this video, I want to give you one bonus tip. Do it for fun. Make YouTube videos for fun. Do whatever you're passionate for, not with the intention of getting a job or turning into a career. Do it for fun. So when it becomes a career eventually, it'll feel more like fun than work. So in that case, you feel mentally motivated to go to work, to do something you like doing. Because most of the time, work feels like stress and boredom, and you don't want to do that. You want to do what you love. Whether it be investing, learning about business, whatever it is, make sure you like doing it. Because if you don't like doing it, chances are, 99% of the time, you won't go far in it. So there are two ways to get sponsored by SpeakCube stores, like cubicle.us, SpeakCube shop, I could go on and on and on. But there are two ways to do it. The first way to do it is by A, becoming one of the fastest keepers in the world. And for most people, that's extremely difficult, and that is extremely rare. So the second way, the easy way, compared to the hard way, which is the first one, the easier way is to start your own YouTube channel. So SpeakCube stores want you to promote their products, want you to share the word of their business with the world. They want more people to do that, hence to get more customers, and that business grows. So basically you're promoting and helping the business, doing a job as a sponsored human being of whatever Keep store you're sponsored by. So I'm going to give you several tips inspired by Cameron's video himself. He made a video on how to get sponsored. So this is my little take on that one. So the points I'm going to give are kind of similar to his, but I'm going to put a little bit of my twist to it. Tip number 1, be all ears and patient. If you write an application to SpeakCube store or cubicle.com, whatever it is, and you don't get an immediate response, it doesn't mean, oh, we don't want you in this team. What's wrong with this noob? Go away. Chances are that might happen, but hopefully not. But most of the time, it's probably because they have so many requests and they just haven't gotten to yours yet, or they're just not open to sponsorship requests at that time. So be patient. And patience is something you're going to use for everyday life, not just for sponsorship. So in summary, just because they didn't respond too soon to your request, it doesn't mean they said no. Number 2, be you. So they say find your style, find your niche. Well, that is important, but it takes a lot of, if you really want to do it well, it's going to take a lot of time and effort. So my tip on this one is to find the style that works best for you. And second of all, regarding your video content, it should be not YouTube revolving around cubing. Make cubing revolve around YouTube content. Create YouTube content featuring cubes, because the cubing community is so small and the YouTube community is so big. So if you create content for only cubers to see, very few people are going to watch it, because there are very few cubers in the world, percentage wise. But there are many non-cubers out there who still do YouTube. So make YouTube related content and involve the cube in there. For example, make a challenge or reaction video using a cube and using this. I'll put it simple to you. Make your content revolve around YouTube content you see every day, but with the help of this. And not only are you going to get non-cubers to see your content, you're also going to get them to also think about coming in, hence to make the community of cubing bigger, and you get to share the cube with the world. And hence cubing and YouTube can become one community that slowly binds together in a majestic and very interesting, harmonious way. Another thing, you gotta be unique and creative. All the generic unboxing reviews, that's cool, it's cool, but it doesn't make you stand out from anyone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are like 100, say for example, a new cube comes out, say the GAN 13 Infinity something, whatever the heck they want to call it, and say 100 people buy it, there are going to be 100 different separate reviews all together on the same cube. And if all those are generic, everyone will be like, hey everyone, I'm so-and-so and I got a review on the GameCube. Well, why would anyone want to watch your video when they got way bigger channels promoting the same thing that they already know and like way more than yours? So I'm not saying unboxings and reviews are not important, But try that, but put your own twist to it. Find the style you're most comfortable with, and then work on from there. And eventually, if you work hard enough in the right way, if you work in the right way, in a way you're comfortable with, you're gonna get better at what you're doing. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to make sure that you remember this. You do not need products to make videos. Speedcube store companies sponsor so many different channels that don't start out by making YouTube reviews on cubes. They make educational, entertainment. They don't. Although when you get sponsored, they may end up sending you cubes to review, but the main focus is that you spread the word on the cube store and what they have to offer. So you don't always need products. Just keep making videos and make sure they're really high quality. Make sure they're the best quality you can provide. Speaking of that, you don't need the best gear to make good videos. You don't need the best lens, DSLR camera, tripod, big bright lights. You can use whatever you want. I'm making videos with a selfie camera, for heaven's sake, and the quality isn't so bad. And I'm not even using any microphone. I'm literally using a device with a selfie camera to record myself making this video right now. So content and quality of the gear are two different things. Let me go turn on the light. Ugh, that's better. What was I thinking doing this in the dark anyway? My next tip on application writing. So normally you apply for sponsorship via email or via writing to the Cube store, usually on email. They don't just go like, hey, we want you on our team, you look so cool, well, we like your videos. No, you gotta write an application to them, usually via email. Maybe you're gonna get their acceptance, but you have to write eventually. And about that one, so many others are doing the same thing. See, your application has to be about what you can provide and why you feel like you deserve the sponsorship more than the hundreds of others who are doing the same application writing you're doing. Inform them about what you can offer, your background, your social medias, your YouTube, link everything you want to link that is related to your channel. Provide every bit of information you need to provide or you think you need to provide regarding the sponsorship application letter. And if you think you have to write so much about this, you do not have to write so much. They understand you're going to get a sponsorship, but you don't really want to read 5 pages of one simple letter for a sponsorship. Although it should be good, don't make it too long. Write what you need to write. Make sure the letter is as best written as you can write it. Before I go on to the next tip, I want to make one more thing clear. Please avoid begging and sucking up. No one likes suck-ups. No one's gonna like suck-ups. Even people who feel sucked up to feel disgusted some way. I mean, no one likes suck-ups. Don't go like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I want to be in your store, I want to be sponsored, you know what I'm saying? I like you so much, you're the best, everyone else is the worst. Please! It's disgusting. Don't suck up, okay? Don't go too far. You may be feeling impatient, maybe a little bit desperate, but don't suck up. That shows immaturity and straight up lack of sense of being a professional. And for our final tip, behavior. Behavior is the most important thing of doing any kind of work whatsoever. You can tell from the STS team that they all have some sort of positive vibe to them, you know? They are very welcoming, warm. You can feel that vibe even through the screen. So this must be the most important tip of the entire video. Be polite and positive, and do not be rude and negative. No one likes those kind of people. Even rude and negative people themselves. Okay, we're all human beings. So remember, as a sponsored member of the SCS team, your job is to promote your sponsor anywhere possible. And you want to be consistent, you want to be committed to your sponsor. Like imagine a top cuber sponsored by another cubing brand, using their cubes as comps, but when he goes around with his friends, he uses a completely different cube from a completely different brand. It doesn't really provide the sponsors a feeling of loyalty from the person. You have to be committed to your sponsor. Also remember, as a sponsored member of the team, you're at work. This ain't a free ride. They provide the free cubes, that's for sure, but you don't get to slack off and not follow the rules. If you go to comps and you're supposed to wear the shirt and you don't, it kind of shows like you don't really care at all. Like you're just there for free cubes. And long story short, when you're sponsored, remember you have to pay commitment to the sponsor in order to maintain that relationship long lasting with the sponsor and the sponsored. So my final verdict on this one. Sponsorship is the most important thing in the world for a cuber, unless of course you want free cubes or something. But if you're planning on getting sponsored and you really want it so badly, don't jump in for it. Take a breath, maintain your composure, and go through guides like this to somehow, someway, slowly and surely get you closer and closer to getting sponsored by your favorite cube store. I'm not yet, I'm not. Maybe one day eventually, but as of now I'm not. But here are my few little tips for you guys that can help you out on this journey. It's not easy, it's not hard either. You gotta know how to do it and how you can do it. So that's about it for this video. Keep like, sharing, subscribing, comments. You don't have to do that, I'm not forcing you in any way. But if you do, it makes my day so much. You have no idea. So that's about it for this video. I really hope it helped you out a lot. Thank you for sticking around with me to the end. I really hope this has made your day as much as it made mine. Sayonara.